Hey mamas, hello, hello. Welcome to the third and final video in the series What to Keep and What to Ditch in 2024. Our focus today is on happiness and on focusing on what you can control and really figuring out, okay, how can we make that thing we don't like but we control even better? And this is going to be important for you mamas and for your teens. So I want to know, is happiness a priority in 2024 for you right now? Because I got to tell you, happiness is a choice. Whether we realize it or not, we get to decide what thoughts we have that then lead to our feelings. And we're going to talk about this more in a little bit because we control a lot more than we realize. So let me know down below if happiness is a priority for you and your teens. Do also know, if you're not a member of my Facebook group, Teaching Teens to Live Learning, would love to have you as a member of the group after the video because I can support you here on YouTube and on my Facebook business page, but we can have some awesome conversations. You can learn from other mamas in the group. All right, so let's talk about why we're keeping, why we're ditching, things we can't control, why we're keeping, and hopefully having more happiness. Okay. So other than what I think we can all agree that happiness makes us feel good, right? And I think we can agree sometimes it's not always easy to be happy, that it sometimes work, but yet there are so many positive benefits to us being happy. One of those that I don't think we always realize, and especially is true for our teens, that when we're happy, we try harder. Okay, like we are literally more motivated, more willing to put in effort when we're happy. Okay. Now, obviously, we need to address the kind of elephant in the room, right? Is it happy materialistically, intrinsically? Like, what do we mean? And I got to tell you, happy is happy when it comes to work. Like, when it comes to that level of effort, that level of motivation, happy is happy. Now, for me, as a study skills tutor, I want teens to be intrinsically motivated. Okay. And good or bad, mamas, you are the role model. Okay. If you kind of show your teens that it's okay to be happy. You show your teens, hey, I can be happy by doing this. Or by doing this, I'm prioritizing my happiness. It'll let your teens know, okay, this is something that's important to me too. Okay. Now, I want you to realize, and I need your teens to realize, happiness is a choice. Okay. I work with so many students that tell me this class is hard, this teacher is mean, I don't want to do my homework, school's hard. Why do I have to graduate? Like all these different thoughts, all these not so positive thoughts about school and learning. And I got to tell you, helping them change that mind shift, helping them change that thought, that feeling has such positive ripple effects. Okay. There's an amazing thing that I learned from one of my past coaches. And if you haven't heard it, I want to share it with you, that our thoughts lead to our feelings, which lead to our actions, which lead to our results. So that thought, if we choose happy, that's going to lead to a much different emotion, which is going to lead to much different action. Because if we're happy, remember, we're trying harder. So we're willing to put in the work, willing to actually do something other than complain, which is going to have a much better result than if we just decide we're unhappy, we're angry, we're frustrated, and we take a result that won't, or excuse me, take an action that won't lead to the result that we want. And it all starts with happiness. Now, if you are a member of my Facebook group, or maybe you saw my post on Facebook, you'll know that I did a post all about what to keep and what to ditch in 2024. Then I had happiness as a separate thing from focusing on what you don't like, but you control. And I purposely put them in this video because happiness makes a difference on acknowledging what you control but don't like, and then knowing what to do about those things you don't like, but yet you have the choice and ability to control. So stick with me for a couple more minutes as we talk about that. Before I jump into that, do want to say thank you so much for being here on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Jessyka Coulter, the CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. I'm a study skills tutor who teaches tweens, teens, young adults, college students how to learn so they can love to learn. So mamas, if your teens are not happy when it comes to school, we definitely need to talk. All right. So I want you to think about this, and then next time you really talk to your teens, I want you to ask them this question. What's something that you control but you don't like? I gotta tell you, it's really easy to think of things that we don't like. And mamas, you remember what it was like to be a teen. I can think of lots of things I didn't like. It could be the classes we took. It could be the time they have to go to school. It could be the time, hey, mamas, we ask them to go to bed. It could be literally what's for dinner. But what's harder is thinking about, okay, these are the things I don't like, but these are the things that I control. Now, obviously, your teen has to take certain classes, right? Whatever state, whatever country you're in, certain things have to be taken, certain things have to be learned for your child to graduate, no matter if we're talking public school, private school, homeschooling, there's all sorts of requirements, right? But your child can control how he feels every time he walks into that class. She can control really where her mind's at, where her kind of attitude's at when sitting down to do that homework. Your child also gets to control how do I do the homework and when do I do the homework. Now, we know we want your teens, your tweens to do their best. We know we want your teens to make sure they actually have time for the homework, but that all comes down to choice, okay? Because remember, if your teens are able to say, hey, I control this, there's 10 problems to do, but I can do the evens first, or I can do 2 problems now and 5 problems after dinner. That's a choice. When we start realizing that there are those choices, when we start letting our teens make those choices and encouraging them to take advantage of those choices, that leads to them being happier, which remember is going to lead to them trying harder, which is going to lead to them having those better grades and ultimately learning more. Something else I want to point out before we officially wrap up this series, especially we're talking about what you can control and really focusing on what you don't like, is if your teen doesn't like to study. It almost always comes down to your teen not knowing how to study and your child really studying in the wrong way for his or her learning style and personal interests. So definitely do know studying, learning, school, any really education, learning opportunity does not have to be something your teen doesn't like. Okay. There are so many different ways to study, so many different methods out there, but there are 12 skills every single child needs in middle school and beyond to be successful when it comes to knowing how to learn. So definitely hope to see you in my Facebook group soon. Go to that link, answer a couple questions, and you'll be in. Would love to have you mamas because all teens need to love to learn in order to actually want to learn, to actually know how to learn and love to learn. It's all wrapped up together. So thank you so much for being here. Be sure to come back on Wednesday for another live video for our new series. So have a good night, mamas. See you in the group very, very soon.